Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome to the Craic Shack.
The Craic Shack.
Sponsored by... No, we don't have a sponsor.
Sponsored by the Craic is what it's sponsored by.
There is
Right.
no sponsors here.
What was I going to say to you? So, Daz, you know the story with the whole my life being a fucking living hell right now. Sorry,
I do.
YouTube, for swearing in the first 30 seconds. I think if we keep it to 1, we might be alright. If you bleep me out, you can bleep it out, Daz.
I will bleep it out.
Yeah, but so you heard the whole story about the tooth, right?
Oh, yep. Multiple occasions.
So the tooth, I have a tooth that my dentist took a risk on. He's like, don't think you need a root canal. We might be all right. It'll just be a very deep filling. So I was all right, and then I bit something really hard, and I didn't crack the tooth or anything like that. It just you know yourself, and it pushed down a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit sensitive for a couple of days, and then I got a toothache, and I was like, oh, grand. I'll ring the dentist. The dentist's not there. It just kept getting worse. It turns out I have an infection, got antibiotics from the doctor, all that kind of stuff, right? So I've been living hell of it, right? Not sleeping because I can't sleep because I'm in pain all day, and so on and so forth. And I'm in a fever dream right now, Daz. I might say some crazy shit. Like I might start with the box again.
This might have to be like the X-rated podcast for this week.
Yeah.
The After Hours podcast.
The after hours. Oh.
I'll have to put the parental advisory sticker on this one.
We need to get after eights, Daz, and every time we eat an after eight, we're going to say something outrageous.
I do like After Eights.
Yeah, I like after eights too. So yeah, that
So
happened.
are the antibiotics helping at all? Or?
Yeah, I think so. Like my pain was at 11. Now it's at like an 8.
Okay.
When I'm not taking painkillers, I don't know because I keep taking painkillers. So like painkillers before were taking me to like a 5.
Yeah.
Now they're taking me to like a 3. So it's still there, but like, do you know what I mean?
Down slowly.
Yeah, it's manageable. Yeah. Like the other day, I was so bad. Painkillers were doing nothing. Nothing was doing. Everything was killing. Everything was hurting me. Like didn't matter what I was taking. I just felt nauseous from all the painkillers I was taking. It wasn't great. So that's fine. That happens. People get toothaches, right? But then my poor dog gets his anal glands. Has a problem with his anal glands again.
Oh.
Yeah, so he was in the vet today. That was lovely.
And I mean, did the vet say what you can do to prevent that, or is it unpreventable?
He's gonna have to get his anal glands done once a month. Normally they don't have to get them done once a month, but he's gonna have to get them done once a month forever, I think. Yeah. So yeah, so that happened. So I abscessed anal gland. So I have an abscess in my mouth. He's an abscess in his arse.
It's not a good week for the family.
Yeah, and then Kit comes home from school.
Yeah.
Sits on the couch and goes, "Daddy can have tablet." Gave her a tablet. She always gets a tablet after school because she won't have a nap. So it's like her resting downtime, you know.
Yeah.
And sits there, and next of all, so I think she's a vomiting bug. So yeah, then I go up to get her a towel, right? Get a towel to clean up all the sick. And because I was in a hurry, I didn't think to duck my head, and I mean, thwacked my head. It's not like I you know when have you ever had your bell well and truly rang?
I mean, did that bring your pain levels down? You know, your body can only concentrate on one thing at a time.
No, serious question though. Have you ever had your bell rang?
I don't think so.
Right, yeah. Well, when you've had your bell rang, you know what it feels like. That's what happened. I basically rang my own bell. I was like, tweet, 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 tweet. I just saw it double. My legs buckled underneath me. I nearly went on the floor. I was like, oh, good Jesus Christ Almighty. Yeah, so I'm having a great day.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. How's your day?
Pretty slow start to the day now. I didn't really do a lot.
Yeah.
I was doing some research, and that took up a lot of my morning now.
There's some research for this, is it?
Some research for this, you know. We thought need to talk about something that's more on topic.
Yeah.
People, you know, there's a lot of stuff.
Squid
trending.
Game is on the topic for today.
Squid Game is on the topics.
Yeah, we won't do that yet.
I'll get it to that. But that was my research today, and I was like, you know what? I've been doing over like, I was going to do like Monday to Wednesday, see what's going on, you know, because you want to be talking about what people are interested in.
Yeah.
So up until yesterday, I was like, yeah, that's it. So now, last night and this morning, it was like just pure research. Got to get ready for the podcast. Can't be leaving people hanging.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty much my morning now.
Yeah. We talk about the fact you've got an epic mic now. Look at that.
I do have an epic mic. If you can see this bad boy here.
Yeah.
I'm slowly stroking it.
Don't stroke the mic, Daz.
Don't stroke the mic.
Don't stroke. Never stroke your mic in public.
YouTube
Save that for bedtime, Does. Save that
You've
for
been banned for mic stroking on camera.
Yeah.
This is the new mic, the Rode. What was the Rode Procaster?
Procaster. Yeah. Don't stroke your mic too close to Sarah either. You'd already get yourself in trouble.
No.
Yeah.
We did some very quick testing there.
Yeah.
Paul seems to think it sounds good.
I think it sounds really good, actually. Yeah.
I mean, the levels look good as well. We're all hitting the yellow now.
It's more I'm concerned about noise. If we get noise, we'll have to get something that boosts the gain and then drop the gain. But we'll see. Well, it's working good. I want feedback in the comments boys, what you think Daz's new mic sounds like.
Because we've been getting like random echoes, and like last week I was able to change the sound for the audio version. So if you're listening to this on Spotify, or we're on everything now. We're on like Apple Podcasts. We're on whatever you listen to your podcast on. We're on it. And the podcasting company we use has like a software where they auto edit for you.
Oh, sweet.
And it actually came out quite well. So if I had that thing for YouTube, it would have been perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we have a mic now. Everything should be sorted.
Yeah. So you're saying you've had a slow day. How's the house going?
The house is going well. It was getting on my nerves yesterday. You know, with the plumbing situation.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to... I was saying last time, Ireland never changed from the imperial system.
No.
In plumbing.
Yeah.
Except for we bought our hot water tank from an Irish company, made here, but because they make it for the UK market as well, it's in metric.
Yeah, you were saying that, yeah.
Yeah. So that was driving me mad because I wanted to change the plumbing, but then it was harder to find the actual. You need to get like at some stage you need to go imperial to metric, and then you can go metric the rest of the way.
Yeah.
So it was just such a pain in the arse. And then because it's like a pressurized system, you've got like a vessel. I was just sitting there, everything's grand. I got work, I got hot water. And then if you turn off something, you know, the pressure builds a little bit more than when it's being used. Mm-hmm. And then a pipe literally just shot out of the connection.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So thankfully, like the water was turned off, so it was just what was in that pipe.
Mm-hmm.
But sweet Jesus, like... when I'm done with this, there is no more plumbing ever for the rest of my life. I don't care what it is.
Plumber, get yourself a plumber. Get yourself a plumber. To tell you about I was supposed to be getting solar on the house, right? So that if you don't know the story, boys, Dad's building his own house. I think he's fucking mad. We've been through this before. He did his own electrics, built his own house. I was down there to help him 2 days. Only 2 days he got out of me. But down there, gave him a full. Remember, I gave you the full whole day. I was down there from 8 o'clock in the morning until nearly 8 o'clock at night. Got his roof on, built his whole house, insulated, did the whole thing himself. All with little help from his friends, but he did it himself. And I know he's doing plumbing and he's finding it a nightmare. But so I at the same time I was building an extension onto my house. My mother-in-law gave us a house, so we sold our house in Dublin. So we used the cash that we got to build a big fancy extension on the house. And I was supposed to be getting solar. So solar was supposed to come last week, remember?
Yeah.
So Ronan rings me and he's like, it should be next week, Paul. I was like, oh, cool, Ronan, yeah, no problem, no stress. Now I've paid him 5,000 nearly now, right? Half the money. Well, 4,100 something. So I paid him half the money, and then he texted me last week. He's like, Paul, I'm really sorry, but all my boys have got Rona.
Oh, fuck.
So I'm not going to force him to come back. I'm not going to rush anything, so it'll be a few weeks before I get to you. I was like, look, man, it's cool. Get your boys well or whatever like that. So I didn't mind that one. But I haven't got a cooker either. You heard the story about the cooker, right? So I haven't got a cooker because the plumber, in his infinite wisdom, kept telling us, oh, we'll do it. I'll do it. I just need to re-register for RGI, right?
Oh,
just fill out a form and send it off, right?
Yeah.
That's all it is. And he kept going, oh, I'll do it. And then he was like, oh, I'll get my friend to do it because my friend is already registered. And his friend couldn't do it. So then he go, well, like, we'll find somebody else. So we found a guy who's local who'd do it. He said, yeah, ring me back this week. So I rang him on Monday. He didn't answer the phone. Rang him on Tuesday. Didn't answer the phone. Rang him yesterday. He answered the phone and he says, Paul, I'm really sorry. I'm going to do me back, mate.
Jesus.
I'm out for a few weeks. He says, I'll have a look. I'll see how I feel on Saturday. And maybe if I feel all right on Saturday, I might be able to do it next week. So...
Now, does he actually have to move a gas line over, or is it just connecting the oven to...
It's making I'm gonna run it off. So there's no gas here, you know that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run it off a tank.
Yeah.
Like one of them things.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing mine.
Yeah. So he's just this is what I said. I said, can I not just do it? Maybe you won't let me do it.
I did mine yesterday.
Yeah.
Literally went into the Woodies. The kit was €35. Has the tube and the connection.
Right.
And you buy the adapter for your oven if it doesn't have one. Most of them have them already.
Yeah.
But we got a second-hand one, didn't have it. Hole through the wall, tube goes out the back. It's already connected. You just put it onto the cylinder, and then it's just a push on, onto the connection on the oven, and then little clip.
Do you use butane or what do you use?
Yeah.
Butane's a weird one though. You're worried about that outside in the winter, wouldn't you?
I don't know. I mean, most people here have them outside.
Yeah, maybe I'll build a little insulated box or something for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell Libby you're going to do it next week. Grant, thanks, Dad.
I mean, it took me about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'll tell Libby we're going to do it next week. Right, that's Grant. So that's boxed off. Great. What was I going to say? So yeah, so your house is doing well. Other than that,
Yeah, everything's gone grand. It's actually very warm. Yeah, I mean, it's just literally, I finish this hot water now, hopefully tomorrow or Saturday, and that's kind of the last big thing to do.
solar, right?
Yeah, but that's like, I already have all the wiring, everything out of the house waiting for that. So when that comes, it's like, I think I'm doing one of two things for a frame.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you want it to be secure out in the field, because mine's gone into a field. It's not actually going onto the house.
Yeah.
So I had this frame in mind that Sarah's uncle loaned me. It's like pallet racking.
Yeah.
And it comes apart really easy. We were using it for like scaffolding.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh man, that'd be like the perfect dimensions. And they're giving us clips with the solar panels that go onto a metal frame.
Yeah.
Because I said I have a metal roof, initially. I was like, oh, it'd be perfect. But then he was like, darn, that pallet racking is unreal. Like, it's so expensive. It wouldn't be worth attaching your solar panels to it for the cost of it. Like, so now I'm thinking about, those big IBC tanks, the ones they use for like cattle, the big white square ones you see in like farmers have them in fields. They have a metal cage around them.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of getting those cages because they're like €20 a cage.
Right.
And then using like the grinder to just like cut sections of it out and use that as a frame and like, connect it all together with.
Would you not just build a timber frame, no?
I could do that.
And here's the reason why I say, listen, so here's why I say timber frame, right? Because number one, it's easy. Yeah?
Yeah.
Number two, you can pressure treat it, so it'll last outside in the weather for 10 years.
Yeah.
And number three, you could literally build it on like a stick, right? With degrees built into it. So you can just raise it up as the seasons change and drop it back down again.
Yeah.
As the seasons change. So you'll get like optimal angle. So, you want it nearly flat for the summer months in Ireland because the sun is so high in the sky.
Well, they say 30 degrees is perfect for a solar panel angle.
Yeah, they say that, but if you can if your sun is directly overhead and you can drop your panel flat, you're going to make more energy.
Yeah.
So like 30 degrees is perfect.
Yeah.
For putting on a roof, I'd say, if you can change the angle. So it's something to think about. And if anybody knows anything about whether anything I said there was inaccurate, please correct me. But I'd imagine direct line of sight to sun is.
If anyone has a blueprint for a really good frame that's movable. Because initially my idea was to build a wooden frame, do some concrete on the ground, and have this thing on like casters and be able to just like turn it real easily. Yeah. Can you imagine that like in the middle of the day just going?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm thinking. Put it on wheels. This is what I was thinking. Yeah. You put it on wheels, right? You don't you don't have to overthink these things. As like you're gonna try and build it. You don't have to put it on concrete, right? Go down to your in-laws own a tire shop. Yeah. Yep. Go down to them and go, what's the story, lads? On 4 cheap wheels. Right? Yeah.
I imagine there's probably wheels lying around
like
there
motorbike
somewhere.
wheels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then just buy big ass fucking bolts and just screw them into the thing, and it just has to be able to pivot. Do you know what I mean? It's not gonna be heavy.
No, very light.
You can just turn it to whatever direction you want optimally during the day. If you want like 3 times a day, just change it around. Yeah, and then you can change the pitch of it as well, which would be cool. And then
because even like in the evening time, you could just turn it so that when first thing in the morning, it's already in position. So you're not going out of your house at 7 o'clock in the morning or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. See that? You're going to overthink things. You're going to build it beautiful. It's going to look perfect, right? Whereas my way is really cheap and will do the exact same thing, but won't be the way you're supposed to do it.
I don't think there's a way to do this now.
No, but you know what I mean. You always do things the way they're supposed to do, and it always takes you way longer than me. Now my one will fall apart in a few years, but like, Do you know what I mean?
It'll do for now.
Yeah, it'll do for now. And that's what I'm saying. Like right now, when you're cash strapped, do you know what I mean? Without the thing, like that's what when I put a stove in here, I'm not going to build it to regulation because fuck knows it's not going to be to regulation. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not like this should this place exist? I don't know. It's a shed where I keep my tools in it. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, as long as the council aren't watching this, we're grand.
Yeah, well, it's a shed where I keep my tools in if the council's watching, and it's below the eaves of my house.
And you don't live in it.
And it's and I don't live in it exactly. So shut up, council.
Sick of you, council boys.
So you watched Squid Game. You watched Squid Game. Did you watch Squid Game?
Yeah. Well, see, I'd seen it pop up. Obviously.
Yeah.
Had absolutely no interest in it because it didn't look appealing.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anyone who had seen it, so I was like, it's on the back burner. I might take a look at it later on. I might just watch the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was doing my research, and oh my god, like, I'd say the top 20 videos on YouTube are fucking Squid Game related.
Yeah, because they need to be, because it's great.
It's not even like the show. So people are watching the show. Then there's guys, they made a Fortnite mod or a Fortnite. I don't know if it's a mod or whether it's like a new level or whatever in Fortnite.
Oh, right.
But you can play Squid Games in Fortnite now.
Sweet.
Yeah. So you can do the whole, like, they have the red light, green light. They've got, you're jumping from like the glass panels. You know the thing where they trace the honeycomb with the toothpick? Well, you do that, but it's on a wall with, like, use like a laser or a gun or something. Right. Well, people are going mad for this. There's Minecraft people, like, playing Squid Game in Minecraft. I was like, what the fuck? Right, I'm going to have to watch it now. Yeah. Like, I have no choice. This is it. I don't know. I'm not completely sold.
He didn't like it.
I watched 3 episodes out of 9.
You only watched 3?
Yeah, that's all I had time for.
Oh, Daz.
So I'm gonna keep
you watch
watching
the first 3, like?
Yeah, the first 3.
Oh, so this has to be spoiler free.
Yeah.
Ah, Daz.
I mean, I think it should be spoiler free anyway, really. Because if you're like me and you were like, I might check it out at some point.
No, I really like to ruin shit for people.
I will say, okay, here's my honest opinion of it.
Yeah, don't like it.
But let me elaborate a bit.
Yeah.
Terrible acting, overacting, bad voiceovers.
That's Korean.
Yeah, they all. Well, not all of them. There was a couple of good actors. Some of them are children, but the main guy, what's his name, 462 or whatever his name. That guy.
Yeah.
He's
456. Is it?
Is it 456?
I remember looking at it and going, is that 456? Like, it's in the number here.
Yeah, it's 400 and something anyway. The main dude,
456,
that you start off with, the gambler. He is just like the biggest over actor ever, and then the voice actor they picked for him to dub him is ridiculous. It's not him. Like,
yeah,
who the fuck did the casting for this?
But that's the way the Korean things are done. Like, you watched Battle Royale, right?
Yeah, but like, you just think you've got Netflix involved. Yeah. You think there's more money and more people.
But they're not making it for you, Daz. They're not making it for a Western audience. If it's successful in a Western audience, it's successful. It's made for Koreans, for Koreans to watch by Koreans. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I watch Fair City. The acting in that is awful. Well, I don't watch Fair City. My wife makes me watch it. But the acting is awful. But it's made for my wife, not for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, the whole premise of it is really sad and kind of cool, and some of the scenes are really good, and some of the things that happen are really good in it, and it really sad, and you can feel the emotion of the people in it. I think the problem is that Koreans, and I don't want to generalize everybody, put them all as there, but I think it's the style of acting over there in Asia specifically, like real far eastern, like I don't know much about China, but like Japan as well. You know, it's very like, you see the you killed my father. You know, like, it's like
they're almost like theater actors. Like,
it's nearly like
you have to overact so people can see it.
Yeah, but that's what you're taught to do when you do theater. Is you're taught to overact and always face the audience. Yeah. And that kind of stuff. And maybe that's the method, the way they teach acting over there. I don't know. But it's very Korean in the way that it's presented. But it's do you not think it's terribly sad? There's loads of people and they're all so poor that they're willing to die to make money, to get themselves out of trouble.
Well, yeah, obviously. But I mean, I'm gonna make a general statement here, in that real life sucks, and I don't really want to watch something that tells me how sucky real life is. Like, that's why I love reading fantasy and watching fantasy novels, because it's just magic and shit that doesn't exist. Yeah. And it's escapism.
Well, this doesn't exist either.
Oh, doesn't know.
No.
I imagine there are people in the world everywhere that will do anything for money because they're broke and they feel like, what's the point? They've nothing to lose now. And it may not be some, I don't know who's running this thing yet. I've only watched 3 episodes, but some billionaire who has too much free time in his hands.
Yeah.
With an island and doing this now. But
see, I feel like I can't talk about it because you haven't watched it all. But like, Libby, I've seen Battle Royale, and when I first started watching it, I was like, yeah, it's like the reason why this is so popular is because all the people who haven't seen Battle Royale. It's the same with the Hunger Games. I felt the same with the Hunger Games, right? I was like, I seen the Hunger Games. I was like, I read the books of the Hunger Games.
Yep.
Then I seen the movie, The Hunger Games.
Yep.
And all I got from that was somebody has ripped off the entire plot of Battle Royale, right?
That's pretty much Hollywood for you.
Yeah, well, that's what it felt like, right?
Yeah.
That they've just adopted that this author. I don't want to say they did do that, but that's what it felt like to me. That they'd watched Battle Royale and went, I'm gonna make a book about that, right? And and then Katniss goes off and does the things that she does, right?
Yeah.
And it was a success. It was an amazing success. One of those movies that actually got to finish its full arc of, like, did you watch Divergent? That was another one that never did the last movie of that. I'd feel quite ripped off. I got invested in those movies franchises.
Which one was that now?
Divergent was very Hunger Games-esque as well.
Is Divergent not the name one of the Hunger Games movies?
No.
Virgin. Sorry, I have to Google this because it's...
No, the Hunger Games is like a Mockingjay and like... I can't remember what the rest of them were.
Oh, yeah, I know. I see now. Yeah. That's it's a book by Veronica Roth.
Yeah, they never got to finish it, right? So
Did they not?
No, they tried to break the last movie into 2 movies, and the last movie did awful, and then they never made the second part.
Oh.
Yeah. So there you go. That doesn't always work.
No. That's greed.
Well, that's greed for you, yeah.
They could have made 3 movies. Yeah, the Harry Potter, they split the last one for absolutely no reason.
0 reason.
I had to sit there and watch 4 hours rather than 3.
So you got the shit half and the good half, basically, is what happened.
Yeah, they extended the shit half.
Yeah.
To make a whole movie. And really, that could have been like... And I'm the biggest Harry Potter fan ever.
Mm-hmm.
I read it when I was 12 up till now. But
he's not, because I know people who have their room, wall-to-wall Harry Potter. Like, he's not the biggest Harry Potter fan ever. He likes Harry Potter.
Those people aren't Harry Potter fans. They're just fans of having shit. And they like to fill their room with shit.
Yeah.
I'd
say you're one of the biggest Lord of the Rings fans maybe ever. You're a big fan of Lord of the Rings.
Huge Lord of the Rings fan.
Yeah.
I've got a Lord of the Rings chess set sitting on my coffee table right now in my new house.
It's a good place for it.
The only place for it.
Yeah, wait until Ren can pick those pieces up. Won't be
know.
on your coffee table very long.
I'm going to put them up in the mezzanine that I'll have locked. But they basically could have had, like, say, half an hour in the last Harry Potter movie that spanned that entire first part.
Yeah.
And then have the good action-packed awesomeness that was the second movie.
Because like that book had me. But anyway, so back to my thoughts on Squid Game initially when I watched it was that it was so Squid Game. I thought, wait, this is just another what's the one with Katniss in it?
Hunger Games.
Another Hunger Games rip-off of Battle Royale. If you haven't seen Battle Royale, overpopulation. The way to solve overpopulation is to get people to throw them on an island, and the last man standing gets to live. Basically, you get thrown on there with a bag, and there could be a handgun in it, there could be a knife in it, there could be a spoon in it. You don't know what you have, and you've got a tag around your neck that will explode if you move outside of these designated zones. Very much like all of the Warzone games out there as well. Excuse me, like
they even made an arc. There's a part of arc like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very much like PUBG and so on and so forth. Excuse me. And yeah, I just thought, well, I've seen Battle Royale, so I was getting the snobbery came in on me. I was like, it's just a cheap knockoff of. Do you know what I mean? And it's not. It's better. I think it's not better than. Come on, nothing's better than Battle Royale. One of the best movies ever made. But I mean, it's different, right?
Yeah. They stole just enough of it to get the story going.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I am going to watch more of it because I couldn't just leave it at 3 because it is interesting enough, and I think the games are done really well.
Yeah.
And
Okay, it's
obviously,
better, man. The reason why I think you don't like it is because you haven't got to the part where friends have to start killing each other.
all right.
Yeah. Can you imagine? There's only one winner.
Yeah.
So it gets a bit cutthroat near the end. I'm gonna lie to you. Right? Sorry, spoiler alert, boys. But it gets a bit cutthroat.
Because they just formed a team there in the, in the
right,
episode
yeah.
I
See,
watched,
you're in the camaraderie part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they have to start keeping each other awake at night and stuff, yeah.
I mean, it is like, I wouldn't say it's overly violent compared to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Although, the first episode, the guy gets like, the guy is chasing for his gambling debts.
Yeah.
And they get him in a bathroom and he has like the little thing he shoves up his nose. I thought that was going to be like, okay, if that's what they're opening with now, it's going to get worse. I think it actually gets more team.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. Not so
really?
No.
Well, the rest of those 3 episodes are, a lot of people getting shot and shit, but...
Have you seen them struggle to fall asleep yet? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Have you seen them where they're keeping themselves awake?
Yeah.
Have you seen what happens when that stuff happens?
Oh no, they haven't done anything yet.
All right, yeah.
They've just been...
You can take it's gotten a bit tame and shoot up your hole then.
All right, well, they definitely lowered it down for the rest of the 3 episodes.
We've seen everybody getting shot at the first
but that's like a normal movie.
Yeah, but it gets much more gory and gruesome than that. Should see some of the games. There's a tug of war in one of them.
Can you
That's all
imagine?
I'll say. What?
Can you imagine what this is?
Yeah, tug of war in one of them.
I will watch more. I'll watch at least another episode.
Yeah, no, you'll watch it all. I tell you will. You will watch it all because it's actually good. It's a good show. Yeah. Oh, do you know what I watched the other day? Actually, I watched what's it called? Oh, I'm gonna struggle to remember this.
Describe it. Pictionary. We can do charades.
It was. I'm trying to think who was the actress in it so that I can remember. Oh yeah, I don't even know what the actress is called. So an actor. So this lady is a killer, like a hired killer.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, and
Okay.
she's a hired killer, and she gets poisoned. And after she gets poisoned, then she goes to try and finish like her last job.
Don't think I'm familiar with it.
Yeah.
Is it new?
It's new on Netflix, yeah.
Oh.
It's really good. If you're talking about goriness, man, there's a knife scene in that. Whoa. Things that woman can do with a knife. Unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable. I wish I could remember the name of the movie, but that movie is like probably has one of the best action sequences I've ever seen in my life in it. Netflix. If I could, what was it called? Oh, it's called Kate, I think, is it?
Kate.
Netflix, Kate.
Oh yeah, there's a movie called Cater.
Yeah, it's called Kate, right? Yeah, it's actually not terrible, is how I would describe this one movie. Like it's a bit of a shocker. It's a bit like Crank with Jason Statham.
Oh yeah, that movie was fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. It's almost exactly like that.
So it's set in Tokyo.
Yeah, it's Crank for girls, right?
Okay, I might have to watch that now.
Yeah.
24 hours to find out who ordered the hit and exact revenge.
Yeah.
I don't recognize the actors there. Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Of course you recognize her.
What else is she
She was in something.
Oh, she was in Scott Pilgrim.
What? Yeah, was she?
And she was in Love, Death and Robots.
Oh, Love, Death and Robots. Which one's that now?
It's an animated series on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I seen that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. That's a good show.
Yeah, I recognize it now.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to add that to my list.
Yeah,
there.
you have to watch it. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, best movie ever made.
That was such a good movie.
Oh,
and that was like, I think that when that came out, I don't know, the name just threw me, and I was like, oh, I don't know what that is, so I'd fucking leave it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think people in work were talking about it, and I was like, oh, I don't know. They're like, oh, it's just really fucking good. You gotta watch it. And I was like, okay.
Uh-huh. So
I was wrong not to watch it. It was awesome.
Oh, VR headset.
Have you watched The Witcher yet?
No.
You haven't watched it? You no interest in it?
I watched the first 2 episodes. Told you, it lost me.
Yeah, it is. It's confusing. Second season won't be as confusing, but like you'd have to get through the first season.
Well, I'm not going to do that, to be honest. So, they made a barrier to entry there that I just can't.
Have you tried the movie? They have an animated movie.
No, do you know what I was watching a while ago, and I need to get back into it? Which is an animated movie. What's it called? Castlevania.
Oh yeah, I watched the first
season.
Yeah, I haven't
I
watched
need to
second
watch
season.
the other ones. looks good though.
I think I watched 2 episodes of the second season when it came out.
Mm.
I haven't gone back yet.
Do you want to know what the best animated season ever to watch ever? You're gonna go home and watch it, and you're gonna be addicted forever if you haven't seen it already.
What is it?
I'm gonna ask you: have you seen any animated seasons lately, especially on Amazon Prime?
I haven't watched anything lately, really.
Well, have you seen anything on Amazon Prime like in the last year? That's animated.
Not that I can think
Like,
of.
I'm about to rock your world, right?
Okay.
I'm about to flip you over and go in for
Hold
seconds.
on, let me just
Daz.
brace myself.
I'm gonna flip you over and go in for seconds, right? That's what's gonna happen right now.
Right, go.
Right. You need to watch a series called Invincible. Invincible. You haven't heard it, which is fucking. Yeah.
Let me just check here.
Oh, to be you right now, Daz. Oh, to be you.
Invincible.
Like, it is. Have you watched The Boys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like The Boys?
Yeah.
This takes The Boys and shits all over it, and it's an animated series. Invincible is fucking deadly.
Well, it actually only came out in March. Okay.
See, this is something.
Oh, J.K. Simmons is in it. Oh, Mark Hamill's in it.
Is he? Who does
Yeah.
he play?
Art Rosebaum.
Art Rosebaum.
Yeah.
Hold on, look up that now. I'm just trying to see how well it did in terms of reception.
Mark Hamill is in fucking everything. Like you
Mark
don't even know
Mark
him.
Hamill,
He's just
yeah,
in it.
he voices the Joker and a lot of things. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. He's been doing it for years. I thought he disappeared, but actually he's just been doing voiceovers.
So Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 98 as Invincible.
Yeah, see it there.
IMDb gave it 8.7. I would say that's a lie. IMDb
Seth
needs new
Rogen
critics
as well.
Yeah.
It's a good cast.
Who did you say? Mark Hamill is?
He plays Art Rosebaum.
Art
Yeah, A-R-T.
Rose
And then B-A-U-M.
B-A-U-M. Art Rosebaum. Oh yeah. He's their kind of Q, if you will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, will I give you a brief synopsis?
Yes, please.
Is it synopsis or synopsis?
Synopsis.
Synopsis is something that happens in your brain when
Yep.
when two neurons join together. Synopsis. Brief synopsis. A kid knows. So there's a league of superheroes that keep the world safe. There's one superhero who's the most powerful superhero of them all, called and I can't remember what his name is. You'll have to forgive me on that one. Hold on. Invincible. I'm gonna just get the cast, and then I'll be able to tell you. Where's the cast? Invincible, yes, and then there should be a cast option. Where's the cast option? Oh, here we go. Right. Omni-Man is the main guy, right?
Okay.
Omni-Man is like
Yeah.
the most powerful superhero in the world. And then there's his son, who's called Invincible, and he knows that his father's a superhero, and he knows he's going to get his powers eventually. He doesn't know when he's going to get them, so on and so forth. And then somebody kills the entire league. I'll leave it at that.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
You know, Mark Hamill plays Skeletor as well. I know you don't like Masters of the Universe, but the man is everywhere.
Yeah, Mark Hamill. It's not that I don't like Masters of the Universe. I told you before.
It's
right?
just not what you thought.
I'm not into that political bullshit that everybody's they're making about women, fucking forces female and all that shit, right? I'm not into that stuff, man. Fuck that noise, right? I think women should have a part in these movies. I just don't ram your propaganda down my throat. However, I'm not into that, right? I'm not into that stuff. I just don't like. I don't mind being a little bit clickbaited. I don't mind being a little bit but I was totally 100% clickbaited.
Well, now it's only a teaser, but
if you try and tell me that the next 5 episodes He-Man's going to be in all of them, I don't care.
okay, doesn't matter.
Damage is done.
What's ending?
Well, go on, tell me.
Well, apparently season 2 is about He-Man and Skeletor.
Well, you should have
Yeah, that was
launched it all at once then. No, he should have though. If he like, you know what I mean.
Kevin Smith likes the long-winded approach.
Well,
to
I'm going to say
everything.
Kevin Smith, right? You got what you got, and you got it because you didn't launch them all at once, right? And I'm sorry, he keeps talking about these last 2 episodes. You're going to get so much He-Man. I've heard him say it before. You're going to get so much He-Man. You haven't seen the last 2 episodes and all that, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Kevin, mate, right? You said it was Master Hugh. It was He-Man, Skeletor, and I got 5 episodes with them in one for like 10 minutes. Like, that's what I got, right? So,
I still haven't watched it.
yeah, well, go watch it and watch the clickbait happen. Like, if you're a big Kevin Smith fan, you need to go watch this movie. Cause
I am. I'm going to watch it anyway, but just...
Well, you need
time.
to get the both sides of the story, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you need to know whether these people are full of shit. Because this is what happens. Every time something new comes out, no matter how good it is, it's nearly unanimously hated by somebody. Because they've all, like, you know, it has something very liberal in it. All of the right-wing people come out and have a row at it. It has something very right-wing in it. All of the lefties come out and give out about it. Like, it's... not all of them, by the way. There's like a small focal 5% on either side.
Extremists.
Yeah, that just fucking go hard on things and mass hate things. Like, things come out and they just fucking dislike, get their friends and family to dislike it. Like, yeah.
Are you a fan of Dave Chappelle?
Who's not a fan of, say, Dave Chappelle?
Have you seen his new one?
Yes.
Have you seen the controversy?
No problem with it with me. Like,
Me neither. He's brilliant and he makes sense. And, you know, if you haven't watched it, you should watch it no matter what your opinion of transphobic people are, whatever. He's not transphobic anyway. But, you know, I wouldn't allow all those tweets and shit to put you off it because it's brilliant comedy. He's super intelligent. Like,
watch the whole thing, though.
Most comedians are intelligent anyway. But, you know, you can see he's one of those kind of people who just, like, sits around and, like, just ponders things, you know.
You can see the cogs. Yeah.
You know, and he's brilliant. And also, like, I'm not gonna ruin it for anyone, I suppose, but his friend he talks about, the transgender
who killed herself. Yeah.
You know, like, I'd heard about her before when he met her.
Yeah.
And then I hadn't heard anything about her, and then you find out in the fucking special she killed herself because of all these fucking retards.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, yeah, and then, like, yeah, because she defended her friend. Yeah. You know, all of a sudden she's the fucking enemy. And look, Dave even says it. He doesn't know whether that's the reason why she killed herself. Suicide in the transgender community is higher than any other community in the world, I think.
He said, like, it was 6 days after.
Could you imagine if you're transgender and Irish? And then you live in the Midlands? Whoa!
And people, he's trying to say, like, you know, like, black people have had such a hard time as well, you know? And then people are coming out like what? Like, Dave, black people aren't transgender either? He's like, that's not what he was saying.
No, but what he's saying is, if a black person is transgender, they've got it on both sides.
Yeah, they're really fucked.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm saying. Like, Irish people, because I think it's something to do. This is, if I was to just go out on a limb, I think it's because we get so little sunlight here. Everybody's fucking vitamin D. Is it vitamin D?
Vitamin D, yeah.
Yeah, everybody's vitamin D deficient, and vitamin D helps you regulate your mood. So yeah, if you're Irish and you struggle with mental health, you're probably not medical advice, but we probably all need a sun holiday every now and again.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah, but so I was saying, if you're Irish people have slightly higher suicide rates, and then if you're a man, you have slightly higher. If you're transgender male or female, I don't know what way that works. What do you call a transgender male that turns into a female? Is that
female?
Yeah, but, like, biologically they'd still be a man in terms of the way their brain would be. Like, if they still be predisposed to have a higher suicide rate? I don't know. And then they've got into transgender, so they've got a higher. Then if they live in the Midlands, that tends to unemployment's a problem in the Midlands. Could you imagine if they had all of those problems? And that's what Dave Chappelle was trying to say, is, like, if you're black, you have a higher, you know, you're fucked, and then you're fucked because you're transgender as well.
I think it's funny, like, he makes fun of black people as well.
Yeah,
you know, but no one gives out about that.
No,
because he's black.
Yeah,
but why does it matter?
But see, this is the thing, right? If he was black and transgender, and if this is the way these people think, is that in order to make fun, like, do you know when I knew that gay was accepted, right? Do you know how I know, right? Remember when we found out my dad was gay, right? And I'm cool to talk about that. My dad turned out to be gay and never told us, and led to an awful lot of strife in the family. My dad's dead now, so I don't want to talk ill of the dead, but my dad was a fantastic father when he was there, and then when he left, he kind of just did what he wanted, and I wish he just told us that he was all gay, because then we could have been cool with him having a boyfriend and shit, right? But he never did it, and then we found out he was ill, and we only knew he was gay. And then, but, like, when I knew gay was all right in Ireland was when I met Leon, you know, Barry's little brother, Connor's friend. And they were slagging Leon about being gay the way they'd slag me for having glasses, right?
Yeah.
Right? And, people would, like, this is the problem. It's like people would get on that and be like, you can't be making fun of him for being gay. And I'd be like, you can, as long as there's no malice in it, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, that was the thing, right? They were slagging him the way they slagged me for being ginger, right? And it was in jest, and it was bonding exercises and all this stuff. And the problem is that in Twitter, people don't see the context behind it. They just see the words, and in this Twitter sphere, they take things very, very literally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can put as many exclamation points and inverted commas and all this stuff that you want to put in it to try and convey a message. But you're never going to be able to convey the message the way it was sent. It's never going to come with the context, right?
Yeah.
And that's the problem, I think. But as I said, I seen Leon getting joked about being gay the way, and I was like, well, gay is just accepted in Ireland now. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's in this friend group anyway. I don't know about everywhere else, but it was just the thing. Yeah.
I think it's like that's something Dave said, like when he was talking to that woman who's transgender and a comedian, and she was saying that when all that shit came out with what's the name of the singer who had like the sex tape and he likes underage girls, or
Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, he used to tell jokes about that. Didn't know R. Kelly, but you know, he would tell jokes about it.
Yeah.
And she said to him that people in the paper were saying that he had normalized R. Kelly by telling jokes about him, and she was saying it's strange that they don't say you've normalized transgenders by telling jokes about them.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like double standards, I think, and people just like to jump on a bandwagon. And it doesn't matter what you say, what you do, there'll always be some group that want to be on top of you.
Do you know what I fucking hate? I fucking hate white knights. You know people who has nothing to do with them, right? You know, these people have absolutely nothing to do with them. They don't even know if they're leaping to defense of somebody who wants to be defended.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with if you see somebody getting picked on and you fucking leap in to help them because you know they're being picked on and you know they're in trouble and you know that they need help and they give you that eye as in like, thank fucking Christ you stepped in. You know, that look of like, Jesus, thank you. Like that's fine, but you know these people who just go, just I don't want to give an example, but you know somebody who will fight somebody's cause even if they don't want to fall for them. You know what I mean? Who'll get embarrassed by the fact that you're fighting for their cause. Do you know what I mean? They're like, just leave me alone. I don't have a cause. Why you assigning a cause to me?
Yep.
You know, like that's what I hate, and that's what the problem is with these people on Twitter is that they've become white knights.
Yeah. I mean, they need to get on with their life. Get a hobby.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do something.
Well, this is it, right?
But like people spend their lives on Twitter just for that. Like, you know, it's like they've nothing else to do, so they go, yeah, what's fucking trending right now? Let me jump into the comments for a second here.
Yeah.
And you see it on everything, like YouTube videos, like that's fucking always crazy. You know, like someone's been attacked. Let me just help them here.
But these people wouldn't say that to your face, They wouldn't say any of these things to your face. Like the fact that they've got the anonymity and the keyboard in front of them. They can,
keyboard warriors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They've got their keyboard and their mouse, their sword and their shield, and they're going to battle. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, just fucking. If you say something to me in a comment section that you'd say directly to my face, then fair fucking play to you. You sir have my respect. I might disagree with you. You might end up in a row with me, but you have my respect. You know what I mean? You don't have my respect if you're saying something that you wouldn't say in public. Like
they're generally the people who wouldn't say something in the comments.
This is it, right? You know, I run another YouTube channel, and you get these people in, and they're like, "Oh, you did such a shit job," blah 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 blah. And I'm like, mate, do you know what? Everyone can make a YouTube channel. If you think you can do a better job, fire away.
Go for it.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, Dave Chappelle, absolute legend, probably the GOAT of comedy.
Did you see when he got his award for comedy? There it was it must be 2019, I think. Yeah. And it's just, he's such a great guy. Like, and he got up, you know, after all his friends had come on stage and kind of gave little bits about him and stuff. And he comes up to get the award right at the end. And he's just like smoking a cigarette on stage in 2019. And he's like, what the fuck are they going to do to me? He's like, this is called leverage. You know, they can't fuck me out. I'm getting the award. Like, come here. I vape, right? And I'm like, you know, I think we abide by social norms, but that's what I love about him. You see him, he's like, fuck it, I smoke. Yeah. You know? And you can either, you know, this is the thing with YouTube and this video and every video that will ever put up is that, you know, if you don't like it, you can turn it off. Same way with Dave Chappelle's comedy. If you don't like Dave Chappelle's comedy, you know,
people who go to Dave Chappelle's shows
Yeah.
and then stand there and give out and shout at him, and I'm like, but you knew what you were getting when you went in.
Yeah, like you've seen him enough that you wanted to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
You know, you can't complain because he has new material on something else that's gonna offend someone. Like, you know, he's not trying to offend. He's, if anything, he is trying to normalize this. Like, you know, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, and I can tell jokes about this the way I would tell jokes about you for being white.
Yeah.
You know, like no one takes offense to that anymore, as long as it is comedy.
You know, Morgan Freeman said the best thing I've ever heard said on race, and he said, you know, when will race not be an issue anymore? And he's like, when you don't look at me as Morgan Freeman, the black man, and I don't look at you. I can't remember the guy who was interviewing him as whatever, the white man, and you just know me as Morgan Freeman, and I know you as whatever. You know what I mean? And that's it. When we get to a point where you don't see black and you don't see white, right? That's when race is no longer a problem. And we live in a wonderful country that still struggles with racism. We struggle with racism in Ireland, but I don't think it's anywhere near the level of the US or any other country.
No, it's definitely not as prevalent. They're like, you would never hear someone complain about being attacked or being, you know, I don't know.
I did on the radio the other day. I was coming in and they were asking young fellas. Up here in the, you know, the Nigerian lad. You know the Nigerian lad. He's still got a little bit of Nigeria, but he's all Dublin. You know. You know. I tell you, man. Like I'm just sick of, like, you know, people. It just comes with the you know, the culture of being black. You know, and all that. And I'm like, like, fair play to you, like, fair fucks to you. But yeah, man, I wasn't driving. I was walking across the road from the shop. And I wanted to put my fist through the fucking window of this car. They drove through a red light and nearly killed some black lad. And then they rolled down the window. I was like, "Will you go back to your fucking country, you black so and so?" And I was like, "Jesus Christ!" Like, I've never heard that said in Ireland. Like, so visceral. It was like, you know what I mean? They were only short of dropping N-bombs, man. And I was like,
and were they pretty young?
Wow, no,
the guys in the car, no.
No. Actually, do you know what? I said it the wrong way around. Actually, it was a white guy crossing the road, and it was a black guy. It was a white guy walking when the light was green for the black guy.
Oh, right.
I tell the story incorrectly. So it was green because I was waiting to cross the road. Yeah. Right. So it was green for him to go, and it was red for your man. And, you know, he was out of his box. No, heroin addict, like.
Yeah.
You're fucking black. Will you ever go back to your fucking country? And yeah, so on and so forth. And I was like, wow. Like, just, it was like I'd been slapped. You know when you hear something, you're not expecting it? Yeah. Like, that's how I know that it's not, racism isn't as bad. You know, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I know it's not as bad in Ireland as other places. Because when I heard it, I felt like somebody'd kicked me in the balls. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, but so as I said, I can't speak. I think, as I said before, I said this on the thing, we were an ostracized. We're not a race because we're Irish, right? We're Caucasian, like, that's what we are. But we were ostracized. There was no dogs, no Jews, no Irishmen, wasn't there?
Depends. I mean, I've actually seen in where were we? Lanzarote, I think it was. And there was an English pub there, and they still had the sign up saying "No dogs, no blacks, no Irish."
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's in the last 10 years, like, so. Yeah. And I remember John telling me as well. He was the same thing. I don't know. It was in Canary somewhere, and he'd seen it, and he actually went, "Yeah, what John's like." He went into the guy. Yeah. He's like, "Is that some kind of joke?" And he's like, "No, fuck off."
Jesus Christ Almighty.
So it's still out there, you know, and. It obviously, it's not as prevalent anywhere as it used to be.
And it shouldn't be. We went over and built people's countries for them, you know.
That's the thing. Like, those signs were in America as well. Yeah. You know, like the Irish came over to build, and then they were being told not to come into places. You know. Damon
said to me, he says, "Name one good building you built since the British left." Right. I said, "Name one good building the British built that Irish people didn't build for them." Oh, no, sorry, name one building the British designed that Irish didn't build for them. Yeah. so you can't have one without the other, like, do you know what I mean? It's
We designed your White House.
Did we?
An Offaly man designed the White House.
Designed the White House. An Offaly man designed the White House. I didn't know that.
He won the contract through. They had like a bidding process, and he won it fair and square.
An Irishman defended Europe against the French. Yep. Wasn't that Wellington? Wellington was an Irishman.
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go.
We've been everywhere from this little island.
Yeah, from this little island, we've done so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, this is a story that I like to tell people, and they don't believe me, but it's true. The population of Ireland, if we hadn't had all of the massacres and the mass evacuations and the mass, loss of Irish people, the diaspora around the world, like of Irish people, if we hadn't had all those, we'd have a population of 30 something million now.
Yeah.
We had the famine. We had people that just fucked off to America because they couldn't find work here. They couldn't directly, all that kind of stuff. We had that here. We had millions of people that died because they couldn't get food. Because they had to keep their land as cash crops to pay the landowners, and then they only had potatoes, and the potatoes wouldn't grow. And the choice was to either keep your land or starve. Like, that was your choice, right? You couldn't keep your land because you couldn't afford to if you didn't sell your cash crops. And that was a problem with Ireland. So, like, I mean, I think that's the reason why we're not as racist as other places, but we're still racist. We're still racist.
I suppose it's going to be everywhere. You can't get rid of it. I don't think you'll ever get rid of it.
Well, I just say it's tick fuckers, right? That's the problem.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they breed like crazy.
Yeah. I always say the further away you get from a major population centre, the thicker people get and the more religious they get. Yeah,
that's true.
Like, the only place to vote against gay marriage was Leitrim Roscommon.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at a map of Ireland, boys, I ask any of you to do this. This is what it's one anecdotal story that proves my theory, right? So the reason why people voted against gay marriage wasn't because they didn't believe that. I think it wasn't because they're not because they're not human, and not because they couldn't see that it should be allowed, right? But because the church told them no, right?
Yeah.
So if you go and look at Ireland we're a teddy bear, right? And you got Leitrim Roscommon right here on the shoulder, yeah. And then you've got like Galway, Limerick, Cork, Belfast, Dublin. You know, all these places, Kilkenny. So the furthest place away from a population centre is right here in the shoulder.
I mean, there's nothing in Leitrim.
Yeah, Leitrim, least populated county in Ireland.
They built centre parks there because there was nothing to compete with.
Did they?
Yeah.
I didn't know they had centre parks there.
Is it Leitrim? Yeah, it is. Is it?
Is it still open?
I don't know, to be honest.
Centre parks.
Is it Leitrim?
Longford.
Damn it.
You're wrong.
The other L.
You're wrong, Daz.
Close to it.
Longford. I want to see that on the map. Longford. Cheapest place to buy a house in Ireland, I think, is either Roscommon or Leitrim. Daz, Centre Parks is near us.
Yeah, it's not. I've actually gone past one of the gates to it.
Yeah, it's like a half an hour drive from here.
Yeah, it's not that far from Leitrim.
It's further from Leitrim than it is from Tullamore. It's further away.
Yeah, it's right on the border, actually, isn't it, with Westmeath, I think.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that's one of the accurate statements I made about Leitrim Roscommon. Furthest place away from a big population centre. Is that? I'm just looking at the map again.
So we're saying is that they shouldn't be allowed to vote on anything.
Yeah, just no. You need to take an IQ test.
The church still controls them.
Yeah.
They haven't gotten the memo yet. The new pope's all about it.
Oh man, stop, will you? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't. I'm, as you know, I'm an atheist. Yeah. I don't believe in imaginary friends, and
but imaginary friends are so fun.
well, you know, this is the thing I used to find funny. My ma used to say, "Don't talk to your imaginary friend. Go up and say your prayers." No, I thought it was a bit of a double standard there. No.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I can't believe in my one, but I have to believe in yours. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but like, so, and I think that everybody should be able to do whatever they want to do. I don't believe in telling people what colour to paint their garden fence. You know what I mean?
Well, that's something like, I've never let anyone tell me what to do, but I wouldn't also tell people what to do either.
Yeah, except for if it's me, he tells me what to do all the time.
Well, that's because you're like my little brother. I have to look out for you.
He
I get you on the straight and narrow.
I've been on the straight now. I'm married with children, Daz.
Yeah, but look, you got there because of me. You could have ended up on the corner selling something, crack.
Selling my ass, my tight little ginger ass.
Yep, exactly. Where would you be now?
My tight little ginger ass is intact as all because of you.
Still be on that corner.
It's all you. It's all you. You kept my
COVID would took your business away from you.
what?
COVID would took your business away.
Yeah. True story.
So have you been playing Ark?
I played a bit of Ark. I've been mostly just leaving it open. Shrunk to.
I mean, because we were talking about it there last week. So then I was like, oh man, I have to go back and play some Ark. So then I played some Ark. And it's just like, I didn't buy the new expansion because I was like, I don't have the time to really play it.
Fuck that noise.
You know,
Yeah.
and I would love it because it's like €20 and
Yeah.
it looks amazing, but I get nothing done.
Yeah.
But it's still a fun game to jump into. And I jumped on the PvP server, and they've changed all the XP rates and stuff, so you level a lot faster now, even on dedicated or on official. But it's just so much fun playing PvP.
Yeah.
Like you can start PvP at like level 5.
Yeah. You
Whereas when we used to play it, it was like total grind fest.
Well, you had to get the flak armor. You had to get the stegos.
Yeah, so I went around PvP naked.
Yeah.
With I had a spear and a bow, and you just find like a lot of people when they're farming and stuff are naked as well.
Yeah.
And if you kill them, you have a PvP timer, so you can't respawn for like 2 minutes or something.
Yeah.
So it gives you enough time to run into their little base, steal all their shit, go back to your base, and then use that to like speed up your process of it. But yeah, it's good crack.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Oh man, yeah. I wish I had time to play Ark more. Like as I said, I basically just loaded up as a benchmark the other day, so I just want to see how fast my PC runs it. I guess maxed out everything, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely maxed out everything, to the wall. 140 frames per second,
Nice.
1440p. 'Cause
I
remember
had-
at a 1070, I was getting like 40 frames per second or something.
Yeah. I was gonna say like my the 980 I have at home, it's absolutely pinned to the wall playing Ark.
Yeah.
So I've had to lower some stuff down now.
Yeah.
But
But even your 5600 XT would be pinned to the wall playing that game. Like I had a 5700 XT, and yeah, it just couldn't do Ark.
Yeah.
Couldn't do Ark on maximum settings. This thing can, because it's got 16 gigabytes of VRAM and all the dogs and all the cat's pajamas and stuff. But yeah, Ark's good fun, man. Ark's good fun.
Yep.
Yeah, we should all play Ark. Everyone should play Ark. There's a new one coming out soon. Is the new one coming out soon, or is there like?
Yeah, no, it's as far as I know, it's made. They're in the testing stages, so it's out next year.
All right.
They're also bringing out an animated series that kind of goes along with the story.
Oh, sweet.
Vin Diesel's in it.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah, he's the main character in the game and in the
Is it a
animated series.
CGI animated series?
I don't know. No, I haven't.
Because isn't he in the? Was he in the trailer? I imagine.
Yeah, he's in the trailer for
Yeah.
the game, and it looks like Vin Diesel completely.
Yeah.
Can't remember the date now. It's out next year anyway, but it's him and this huge cast animated series. I just looked at it the other day there.
Ark TV show.
So the cast is obviously him, Russell Crowe, Jared
Ooh.
Butler,
Oh.
Malcolm McDowell, Elliot Page, David Tennant, Carl Urban.
The animated series will be based on the gameplay and will involve 14 episodes.
Yeah.
Each half an hour in length. All right. So that's yeah, geez, that's not bad, is it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
7 full hour long episodes if you wanted to break it down. So it's a proper old attempt at a TV show.
Yep.
What's it coming out on?
I don't know actually. I don't know if it'd have to be a streaming service, wouldn't
It
it?
would have to be, yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see anything attached to it yet.
Yeah, strange,
Um,
man. Strange. So yeah, that's something to keep your eyes on.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to Arc 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that they're running alongside each other, the series and the game.
Do you know what I'm really looking forward to? I'm looking forward to Homeworld 3. I've said this before.
Is that not out yet?
No, next year.
Is it?
Home.
Did that get delayed because of COVID, or
I
did
don't know. Homeworld
December next year?
3. Yeah,
Holy
it's a good
shit.
old while away. Like you'd imagine there'll be some early access stuff next year maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, Homeworld 3 is an up and coming Q4 2022.
I think Far Cry 6 is like the most anticipated game that's coming out.
Is it? I haven't
Yeah.
played it. It's out now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I seen the 6600 XT, the 6600 launched yesterday.
Yeah.
$330. And I was watching the reviews and people are benchmarking it, so I imagine it's out.
Did you play Far Cry 5?
No.
I actually thought it was really good.
I've no interest in first-person shooters.
I got it because
If it's not called Halo, I don't want to play it. If it's first-person.
it was just I never played the other ones now. It was just the guys I used to play Ark with. They were all kind of jumping into Far Cry 5, and we're like, let's all get it. We'll play it together.
Yeah.
Because it said multiplayer, but it's actually just a 2-player multiplayer.
Ooh.
So we're literally all sitting there going, what the fuck? I think it was like our guild leader was like, yeah, get it, we'll all play it. And then someone jumped into the game with her, and then the rest of us were like, can't connect to you, I don't know what's going on. And it's like, yeah, she never actually looked into it.
Yeah, there you go.
2-player multiplayer.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
A bit like Red Alert. Did you ever play Red Alert 4? Red Alert 4? 3? Red Alert 3. Did you ever play that?
No.
You can play the story as 2. You should do that sometime, actually. That'd be good fun.
I think I stopped playing Red Alert 2.
What?
Red Alert 2, I think.
You need to give Red Alert 3 a go, that's. It's you co-op the campaign. Good fun.
I still want to play the new Diablo 2 Resurrected. And I want to get like 8 people into it.
Yeah, well, you have a Patreon. Just ask the people in Patreon. Oh, no, I'm sorry, in Discord.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do.
Mm.
Get like 8 of us into Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Yeah.
And then you can have 8 mercenaries as well. So it'll be 16 characters blown through Diablo 2.
Diablo 2. Yeah. Not like, because see, the problem is like I just looked at the price and I was like, ugh, I paid for this game 3 times now. Do I want to play for it again?
Yeah, it's like, is it 40? 40 or 50?
Yeah.
It is a bit much for a remastered game. I don't know.
Oof. Homeworld 3 open for pre-order. I wouldn't be pre-ordering a game that far away with you.
A year away. You know what that means?
What?
They're short on money. They need dev money.
Oh.
Take it from someone who used to work in the industry. We did that twice.
Oh no, that's a nightmare.
Dev costs were fucking a nightmare, and then it was like,
How
what
much
do we
it
do?
costs to make a game?
A AAA game, you could be looking at like tens of millions now. If you have like voice actors, all the fucking shit that has to go on.
So
Man.
voice actors can't be like a big cost.
Depends who they are.
They're just coming in for a day, throwing down a few lines, leaving.
They have to be, their contract has to be there for like reshoots or whatever, you know, like, and so you're basically paying them for something they might never do.
Yeah.
If they're anywhere big, it could be huge builds now.
No, I'm not into that, man. Millions.
The thing about, like, we made like a free to play game, like side scrolling kind of thing, and it cost like 3.5 million for like doing those like little, like almost looks like Japanese anime side scrolling things. And it, like, nothing. It was like 6-month dev time, I think.
Yeah.
And that was like testing as well. And that was like 8-9 years ago.
Whoa.
So I'd say it's hard to get an accurate dev cost, but
Let's look it up. Far Cry 5. I wonder. Far Cry 6. I wonder, is there a dev cost? How much did Far Cry 6 cost to make? So maybe there's a Wikipedia page. Maybe it tells you its budget. No, it doesn't tell you its budget. Does.
it's very hard. Like, it's not something they have to release. Whereas a movie,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of easy to work out stuff.
Yeah. I was looking at so you know, movies, when you make a movie,
Yeah.
in order to make your money back, you have to make double, sometimes triple what you make when you're say your budget, because you usually put double the amount of money into marketing it, and then there's some other reshoots and stuff like that. And this is a reason why we don't get the movies that we want made anymore, because you know, DVDs used to be a big thing for these guys. I can't remember who was explaining it, but it was a guy. He was explaining the reason why we don't get the movies we want anymore, and it was basically that DVDs were the biggest, were a second box office essentially.
Yeah, like you could make 100 million box office and another 100 from DVDs.
Yeah,
So
and now you don't get that.
no,
So yeah, that's
I was looking there, just trying to get an average. Even like average dev for a AAA game now is $60 to $80 million.
wow.
Yeah. So if you think like Warhammer Online that I used to work for, that actually broke the company because the dev cost was so high and the game was so broken at launch that nobody was buying it. People were getting refunds. weren't paying subs after the first month, and the company actually shut down here. Like I lost my job because of one game,
Wow.
and that was Goa. Like who'd been in operation for 20 years or something.
Yeah.
They had Second Life, and Dark Age of Camelot, and a bunch of all these free to play games. Like, and then one game was so costly it broke them. And they didn't even make it. Like EA made the fucking game, but dev costs are shared with publishers and stuff. And
EA shuts people down though before they're ready to be shut down as well though. Like EA, the franchise killer, right?
yeah.
Like I mean, Command and Conquer, right? Such a popular game, did so well. You've seen the new life it got from the remasters and stuff. And like they're probably just interested in, they're probably just going to remaster the whole thing and not really give us a new Command and Conquer.
Yeah.
But like it's sad to see that kind of that stagnation in what EA does to game franchises. They just go, yeah, kill that.
Yep.
We've bled that dry. What EA wants more FIFAs, more Call of Duties. That's what they want. They don't want anything else. They just want those franchises, because those franchises are the ones that you can release every year, put little amount of dev work into them every year, and get the maximum amount of profit. Like my nephew, Ronan, all he could talk about before FIFA came out was the new FIFA.
Yeah.
So he's buying it no matter what. They probably didn't do anything that. They probably just rejigged all the rosters.
All they do is they put in like the new strip for that year.
Yeah. That's it.
And whatever
And
new players are, manager of it changes.
Didn't up the graphics or anything like that.
No.
Yeah.
No, maybe every 5 years they update the graphics or something. Like
Put on a new engine maybe.
every year people pay 60, 70, 80 euro probably for the PS.
Yeah, and then they do the microtransactions because they want to get all the players and shit, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah, fuck me, man. We're in the wrong business, that.
We are in the wrong business. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, we need to make a game that's all microtransaction based.
Well, a friend of mine made a game just on a phone, and his microtransactions were paying a salary for about 3 years. Like he was making 27,000 a year.
Jesus Christ.
And he made the game himself. Got a friend of his to do some artwork for like the logo.
Is this the one we wrote now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I think I got 3 years out of that one game. Even when your
Jeremy,
game
man.
falls down the list, it doesn't matter. People will play it because it'll get suggested as long as it's something similar to what you're searching for.
Yeah, man, you'd be silly not to do that. And then this problem is that I find those games, I can't get into them. I just don't.
Like I'd never spend money on them. Like, and I do download them and I'll play them for 10 minutes and go, no, boring.
Do you know the only microtransaction I ever paid for?
No.
I'll tell you the only microtransaction I paid for. I play StarCraft, as you know, right? I made a new account, and the new account you couldn't play PvP unless you'd completed a certain amount of hours or done something, or you buy a transaction in the game. So I bought the cheapest microtransaction in the game to unlock multiplayer.
Yeah.
On I think it was like €5 or €6 or something for a skin pack or something like that. Well, yeah.
I mean, I have done it because when I worked in the last company I was in, all our games were free to play.
Yeah.
And I just got like really into one of our games and I used to play it myself.
Oh, is that
in the
one that
evening.
you walked around? You were like, it was like an MMO.
No, this one was I wouldn't really call it an MMO. I think it was like 70, 80 people cap on a server. Like it was just like another kind of.
What was the game called? Can I look it up?
Draconica.
Draconica, definitely. You tried to get me into that.
Did I?
How do you spell it?
Like dragon, but drag CON.
Oh, Draconica, yeah. Yeah, you tried to get me into that. Played it for a bit. Yeah, it's like a side-scrolling MMO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I used to like I'd get free currency every month, but then it wasn't a lot. Like you'd spend it really quickly.
Yeah.
And then I'd just go and buy some more myself.
Feeding the beast, as.
Well, that's
Feeding
what
the
happens.
beast.
I mean, you got to pay your dev costs, you know. Like I knew a couple of guys, or a guy and a girl. They were married, and they had like over 15 grand each on their account. Like they had spent over 15 grand each.
15 grand each.
Yeah. And I said it to him one time, and he's like, "This is our hobby. Like, you know, it's a game, but like this is what we do. You know, we don't smoke, we don't drink. You know, and
I don't go out.
we love watching movies, love playing games. So like, you know, if I spend £100 a month on my game, why does it matter? You know, because I'd spend £100 on booze easy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
So yeah, I know the free play games.
Yeah, a couple of them whales, man. You're making bank, right?
But that's the thing. Like you don't hear about. Well, I don't know what it's like now, but when I worked in the industry, on average, 3% of the player base paid for the other 97%.
I'd say Eve. Could you imagine how much money that game makes?
Ridiculous. And like that is
ISK, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
the Ingrid. Yeah.
that is someone's life. Like that game is
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of some of the stories from that game?
Like what?
Like these guys met up in real life. I'm telling this story. It's fucking third, fourth, millionth hand, and like these guys met up online. This big what are they called? Co-organization.
Yeah.
Met
Like
up in real
corporations,
life,
I think.
and like the one guy disagreed with. They had a row or a falling out or something, and he had the keys to the kingdom, and he locked them all out, sold all their shit.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I remember like I played Eve for about a year, I think, when it was released, and it was a lot of fun. Like, but even me, who will play an insane amount of hours of an MMO, I couldn't like dedicate that because it never felt like you were getting anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and your game at I don't know how long, but let's say the first 6 months of your game, you're mining asteroids.
Yeah.
Like what
Like,
the fuck?
Yeah, that's it. I remember watching you play that, and I was like, "Daz, this is boring as fuck." Like,
Yeah.
you were just going around, warping to a place, mining a few asteroids, getting full, warping back home.
Yeah, and then your
So-
goal is to buy a massive cargo ship that you can maybe spend a couple of hours in that space mining and then warp back to sell
Yeah.
it. And I know like there's PvP and everything now where you don't have to do that. I think
Yeah.
you can kind of roughly maybe PvP right from the start and build currency that way.
Yeah.
But Jesus, it is life.
Yeah. No, wouldn't be me, Daz. Wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be. I don't know, man. I like StarCraft because you can knock it on. You can have 3 games. That's 40 minutes killed. Right back
But I
to.
think that's what you kind of like. I think that's what you need now, especially like I don't know for us anyway, because you've got a family
Mhm.
and you've got to work and you don't have like 8 hours a day
yeah.
to play
exactly.
a game. You need to be able to jump in and do something.
And like, I don't get any better at StarCraft. Right? I don't have getting better at StarCraft time anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't.
That was like one of the reasons I went back to start playing WoW last year, was because WoW is a game there where you can just jump in and you actually feel like you've had fun for an hour.
Yeah.
You don't feel like, oh, I didn't do anything.
Yeah. That's what I feel like Ark is like.
Yeah, it is. Even with the PvP, like you do an hour and you maybe have killed one guy and maybe got some stuff,
Yeah.
but you're like, that was an hour. Like, you know, it didn't feel like I had an hour's worth of fun.
Now, do you remember me and you used to play it and be like, right, let's go get a toilet today.
Yeah.
Right.
Spent
And
half an
you've
hour
got-
looking for one.
So yeah, first of all, you'd pack up your RG, right?
Yeah.
With all the stuff, like the trap you want to make and stuff. You'd pack up all that stuff. You might spend half an hour making the trap.
Yeah.
Go and getting the stuff for the trap, get it all. Then you have to go, right, what kind of bait does it take to get this guy? Oh, it's cooked meat. Oh, it's cooked prime meat. Shit, I have to kill something that gives prime meat. You kill
Yeah.
something. Then you have to cook the meat. So you stand around waiting for the meat to cook. You get the meat. You go off and you go and then you go spend another hour looking for the toilet because you don't want a level 50 toilet. You want a level 180 toilet.
Yeah.
So you go out looking for the level 180 toilet, you finally get it, and then it rips you off your mount and kills you. You lose all your shit. Then you spend 45 minutes one of us trying to lure the toilet away while the other one tries to get our shit back.
And at the end, you still don't have a toilet.
Yeah, and then you look, it's fucking 6 o'clock in the afternoon, Dad, so I have to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still don't have a toilet.
I will say like the dedicated servers are a lot better now, and there's so many cool mods and kind of ease of life, and there's even things where you've got like a scanner now, and you can go Tyla, look for the max level that's on the map right then, and then get its coordinates, and then go search that coordinates for it.
But still, then you could be fucking circling around a tree for 45 minutes, going, "Where the fuck is this guy?" And then you take one look up, and he jumps out of the tree and eats you.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's definitely a time sink, and if you have the time, great. And honestly, it's jealousy from my part. I wish I had the time
Yeah,
to do it.
yeah.
Don't take it as me shitting on the game, because it is awesome. And
Yeah.
like, look at the money they have. They just made this animated series with a massive cast and a second game from the profit they made from the first game.
Is there microtransactions in Ark?
No. It's just expansions. Like they've literally made money from expansions and
Yeah.
maybe advertising or something. I don't know, but you know they've had an expansion pretty steadily every year
Yeah.
since we started playing it. I think.
That's what I loved about SWOTOR as well. Is like SWOTOR was great in that you could just go, I want to play PvP. You queue up. You don't have to be max level. You don't have to be anything, and you just get thrown in with a load of other guys that are boosted like you. And you play PvP for a while, and then when you're 50, even then they boost you to kind of roughly where the gear level is. So everybody might have a 10, 15, 20% advantage on you, but they don't have like a huge advantage.
At that stage, it comes down to skill as well.
Yeah, skill, and then it's like you're never going to really, there's no one-on-one fight, so if you've got a good healer and you're doing the right things and you're in the right places, like you're planting the bombs and stuff like that, it's good. But like, once again, you play it for 20 minutes and you're like, right, that's me boxed off, finished. I don't have to waste time anymore.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like, I want a game now that I can play for half an hour a day, every day, finish the story, and then just feel like, right, I've watched a movie now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I want. I'm playing VR. I told you. Did I tell you about VR headset?
Yeah, you haven't said now. What were you playing on it?
So, I didn't really play anything. I was watching a couple of movies on it. I was watching a bit of YouTube on it because you've got a YouTube thing.
Yeah.
And I have all the games. The guy who got it to me, he gave me a hard drive with loads of games on it, and I need to load it into my PC and set it all up with the PC and stuff like that. So a couple of demos on it. I was playing this game where you're like, it's just like, it's only 5 minutes of gameplay, but you're basically shooting these things out of the sky, and you're basically you're like an AK cannon. You're like, you have to dodge these things that they're coming in towards you and stuff. Yeah, it's good crack, man. It's good crack. VR is good fun. So, I think the thing with the Oculus Quest now is that you can buy a Quest 2 for 350.
Yeah.
And you're in VR, like that's it, like that's the cost of entry now. And I thought for the longest time, like, I wasn't interested in Quest, and I lost all interest in keeping up with VR because I was like, the cost of entry to VR is so expensive. In my head still, it was like $600-700. I didn't know you could get Quest for $350. Like, you know what I mean?
I assumed you had to have like pretty good hardware as well.
No, the Quest has an Android phone built in, so there's lots of games that will run on that hardware.
And can you run stuff from your PC as well?
Yes. Yeah, you Type-C it over. You can wireless, if you're on the same Wi-Fi network, you can wirelessly do all that jazz and stuff like that. So
and will that use, like, will your computer play the game, or is the headset playing it?
You've played, like, it's kind of like, have you ever seen, like, Steam Stream, where you can stream Steam games to your TV and you can play with a controller, but it's really running on your PC. Same idea with the Quest, I think. I haven't really got into it, but I know that as well you can USB Type-C the data into your thing as well. So yeah, there's loads of ways to get it into your headset, and then you can also play wirelessly. The Quest is great because you've no cables. You're not connected. You don't have to be connected, and you can have a stationary play area where basically you've got this ring around you. And if you go outside that ring, it just lights up, and it uses all the cameras on the front to show you what you can see. So you can see your room in black and white. Yeah. They're the cameras that track your hands and stuff like that. They use them to track your hands, track your head movement. And then if you want it, you can set like a boundary on the ground as well. You can draw a boundary on the ground, trace out a boundary on the ground. And once you leave that, like this grid of, once you approach it, this grid of like red wire appears in front of you, mesh. And then you can step through the mesh and you're back into your room again. It's really cool. It's really, really good fun. Like, yeah, I like it. It's good fun.
I saw some Star Wars games as well with it.
Yeah, there's something about Vader.
I just remember seeing someone when the Quest came out and they were playing, like, they had like lightsabers and shit. I don't know what.
Beat Saber, was it?
No, it was a Star Wars game now, but they were going around with a lightsaber doing something.
There's a game called Beat Saber. You heard about that?
No.
Beat Saber. You've got two lightsabers.
Yeah. And
you basically destroy these boxes from different angles in front of you, and it plays the song. It's like Guitar Hero.
Ah, okay.
Star Wars of Vader. I think there's a Vader game. I can't remember what it's called.
Vader Immortal.
Vader Immortal. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's the one I've seen actually. Yeah, just looking at there. Yeah, that looked really good actually. I've seen a video of a guy playing it.
There's Half-Life Alyx, which is another one. Yeah, there's loads of VR games, man. And
is the headset heavy? Like, the
headset's very uncomfortable. Yeah. It's fairly uncomfortable. But that's the Oculus Quest 1 that I have. So the Quest 2 apparently is more comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Quest 2 is more comfortable. So we'll see. I don't know, man. I'm like, will I buy a Quest 2 if I get into this? Maybe I will, because I want the more comfort, the higher resolution display, all that stuff.
Is the Quest 2 like 4K or what?
No, it's hold on, Quest 2 resolution. I'll tell you now. So the Quest 1 is 1440p per eye. But it's 1440 by 1440. The Quest 2 is 1832 by 1920, so it's a higher resolution display, and it does 90 hertz, and it features a Qualcomm Snapdragon 865. So you've got like the top end, last year's top end chipset in it.
Yeah.
And you've got the cool, better, higher resolution per eye. But yeah, so you can get these things, man. You can get ones with like 4K per eye and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But do you want to be paying 4K per eye? Like, you know what I mean? Do you want to be paying
That must be like
$1,000?
Yeah, grand. That's what I was gonna say. I think it's $1,000 for 4K anything.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no. Plus the other thing is like, if say you go pay $1,000 for that, and then you get it and you don't like it,
you return it. I suppose we bought it on Amazon.
I suppose. Yeah.
What was I gonna say? The thing about this as well is cool, right? Is like, you know, you go, oh, remember I wanted a 100-inch TV, right?
Yeah.
Like, you put this on, and not so much in my one because the resolution is a bit lower, so you get a screen door effect. And so you know what the screen door effect is?
Yeah.
So you get a screen door effect and all that kind of stuff. But if you get the higher end Quest, apparently you don't see the screen door.
Oh.
So you can be sitting in a theater, like a movie theater. Feels like you're sitting in a movie. You look around, there's chairs are all around you and stuff like that, and then you're watching a cinema screen.
Yeah.
A movie on it.
Oh,
know what I mean?
nice.
Yeah, and it feels like you're actually in a cinema looking at a cinema screen. It's really cool.
They still making like 3D movies or
3D movies are apparently baller on these. They're not making them anymore. 3D's dead. But like, yeah, like they really wanted to push 3D because it stopped the piracy thing. If 3D became the thing, and like it stopped people going in with their video cameras recording movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't. You know what I mean?
I mean, they've tried 3D now since about the 60s, I think.
Yeah.
It always like it's. I think it lasts maybe a year or two. I think it may last a bit longer this time, but it never lasts.
Do you remember? Do you remember you used to go to Extravision or Chartbusters or whatever it was, and you'd go in, you'd go, can I have Nightmare on Elm Street there, please, in 3D? And I'd give you the cardboard glasses with the green and red lenses. Do you remember them?
Or even when we were kids, like you get magazines with the green and red glasses on them, and
but you remember you go buy Freddy Krueger 3D,
you
go watch him, and you'd be like, oh, this is fucking amazing on your CRT TV.
I mean, I know there used to be like drive-in movies. I don't know what decade it was in, but the same thing. Like you'd have the glasses, the green and red glasses, and a drive-in movie.
Yeah. And then the cinema, they did the 3D glasses. But they were like wearing sunglasses. I didn't like that because all the colors are muted. Everything was like watching a movie with sunglasses on. Like, who wants to watch a movie with sunglasses?
And like I found like a lot of those movies. I didn't see a lot of them. No, I'd say I'd probably seen 3 or 4. And sometimes you take the glasses off and the movie would look perfect. You're like, why the fuck am I wearing this for the odd scene that comes out in 3D?
Like, weird I've seen Avatar in 3D. There's only a couple of cool effects in that. There was like, I think there's like dust particles or something floating around, and you could see them like they were in the room with shit and stuff. But if you see people, the gobshites trying to reach out and touch the dust.
I think when something was burning, wasn't there like embers or something?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, people reaching out trying to touch it. I'm like, yeah. But I stopped. I didn't want to watch 3D anymore because I said, who wants to watch a movie with sunglasses on? 3D on VR headsets is a thing. Yeah, and it's a shame that 3D has gone away because of the fact that you'd like to see the 3D content on these things. Cause
well, I mean, maybe next time it comes around, it'll stay because a lot of people have actual headsets now. It is a
maybe they'll start making movies for Quest. Like,
yeah, and like I think a lot of people have PlayStations now end up getting the headsets as well.
What they really need to do is start making fully VR movies where they give you a stationary point and thing, and you have to look around. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that would be cool.
I love that with like guys who make the 360 movies on YouTube, where you can just kind of actually just use your mouse.
This
to look
is
around.
what Quest is great for. That's what I tried. That's what I was trying out. There's the 360 movies on YouTube, and I was looking around. It was really cool. Like people walking down a beach. You're walking down the beach with them. People going through like Aztec ruins. You're in the Aztec ruins with them. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, that's cool.
That kind of stuff would be really good for like like escape room stuff, you know.
Yeah.
You feel
yeah.
like you're in the room. You
Yeah.
can look around independently. And
Yeah, did you see they've made this VR treadmill?
no.
So it's like a bowl, right?
Yeah.
Like a big bowl, and it's got these two posts that come up, and you strap yourself into the bowl, and you've got like Teflon shoes nearly,
Yeah.
right? And it's not a treadmill, like it doesn't work like a treadmill. Whichever way you step, you slip on this thing, so you're nearly gliding on it
Yeah.
as you're walking. And the brace for your belt is just in case you slip too much and you fall over, it'll hold you
Yeah.
up. But yeah, you can like run in certain directions, you can change direction, and
Nice.
obviously the headset is all about where you move your head, so
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that follows you and you change. There's people who've done challenges in Skyrim, ran like so many kilometers
Jesus.
in through Skyrim.
Like that'll be like the
VR.
next arcade. It'll be a lot of those.
Yeah,
You
it'd be
know?
cool. It'd be cool. Yeah, it'd be really cool. As I said, they need to lower the cost of entry. Like $300 is a good step in the right direction.
Hmm.
It needs to be $50, or they need to do something with like we've all got these things, right?
Yeah.
Really high resolution. Like that's a 1440p display. It's an OLED, so you can imagine. You know, they've got Google Cardboard and stuff. You can come in if they integrate all of that into one thing. You know, like some headset that you buy for $50, and you slot it in, and maybe it connects into your phone, and now it's got extra cameras for processing where you are and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you've got this like right in front of your face, so you can't see
Hmm.
anything else. Yeah, that'd be the cool way to do it. But like even then, when you get this right up to your face, you can see the pixels, right? Like yeah, I find wearing glasses is a pain in the arse.
Oh, for the headset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pain in the arse. It just pushes it onto the bridge of my nose.
I was gonna say it's probably a lot more uncomfortable with glasses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It pushes your glass. Imagine I'm holding my glasses like that right now, and that's what you feel. You just feel this pressure on your sinuses, and it just does not go away.
Maybe the Oculus 2 or the Quest 2 is just more adjustable or something for. Because like a lot of people would be wearing glasses, like watching that or playing on that. So
Yeah.
you think that would have been a concern? All right, I think we'll leave it there for this
Yeah.
week.
Yep.
It's been fun.
It's been fun. That's right.
I think what we've learned today is
Squid Game's good. You need to finish it.
Squid Game needs to be finished. I still think the Korean overacting thing is ridiculous.
You forget about that though. That goes away.
It was funny. There was actually kids in that show that were better than the adults.
Well, there's a lot of actors in there that did my head in, to be honest. Like there's the woman that, did you see the woman that stuck the cigarettes up her cooter?
Yeah.
Yeah, she annoys the fuck out of me.
Yeah, she's annoying already after 3 episodes.
Yeah, she gets more annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, watch Squid Game. We won't ruin any more for you. I will continue watching it, and I'm hoping that it gets better, and I want to continue the whole 9 episodes. I will fill you in next week.
Yeah, he will.
I will. And if I like something, I just watch it in a day or two. So I'll definitely have it finished by next week if it's captivating enough. All right, same bat time, same bat channel.
Bye.